All right, so sorry for that. I wasn't able to monitor the time. Anyway, do you guys have a question so far? Question or clarification? Okay, so while waiting for the others, any questions so far? Okay, so none, sir, coming from Mr. Flores. Okay, so I guess most of you are already here. So are you guys ready now to continue our discussion? Okay, how about the others? Okay, so dalawa pa lang. Sir Flores and Miss Jane. And Mr. Zedrex, he said yes. All right. Okay, then. So let us now continue our discussion. So I will not show the output of the others anymore since again they are just the same with this dual loop. It's just that we have different syntax. Okay. So we have here the pre-test and then we have here the post-test. Okay. So again, just a reminder, if we say while, then you must have a true condition for you to be able to initiate the true statement. If we have until, then you must have a false condition for you to be able to initiate the false condition. All right. The same with this one. It's just that they are on the last line of your loop structure. And then for the using while, so again, this is similar with the do while. It's just at a different start and ending point. You have the while and then end while right there, but basically the same uh, condition and the same statement. And for the last one, so in here, it will increment by 1. Okay, and then your starting point is 10, and then the last value or loop value will be 25. All right, so for the exercise number 3, okay, so how many times this exercise number 3 will loop? How many times? Anyone? Okay. How about the others? So according from Mr. Flores, it's 16. How about the others? Isa lang? Isa lang ang may sagot? Fourteen. All right. Okay. So the correct answer is 16. So if you're going to take a look on this one, it's just that we've started with 25 and then ended with 10. So if you're going to get the difference with this one, so you'll get a total of 10. I mean 15. Okay. Since we've started with the 10 itself, so it is plus 1. So a total of 16 loopings. So since we've started with a higher number, so for you to be able to have a loop, then you must decrement by 1, by 2, by 3. But in here, we've decremented by 1. So 25 is the starting point. The next one is 24, 23, 22, 21, until you will reach the value of 10. So in here, you can have increment, and then you can have a decrementing value. All right, so just make sure that in incrementing, you have a lesser value for the starting point. And for the decrementing, you have a higher value for the starting point, okay, until it reach the lesser value. Okay, so I will not show the, okay, let me just show the do while only, and then the rest, so we are just same. Okay, starting point is 25, and then it will loop, loop, it will loop until, until it reach the value of 10. And then it's decrementing by 1. So 25, 24, 23, 22, 21 until the value of 10. Okay. And then it will stop once it reached the value of 9. Since 9 is already greater than, 9 greater than 10, 10 is already a false condition. Okay. All right, so in here, I will not show the result of the other syntaxes anymore since they are just the same. There's a different ways on their own structures. Okay, so again, with the using while and then the using for next. So in here, 25, 10. So in here, you have to declare that it's decrementing by 1. So step -1. Okay. And then next x. All right. Okay, so your turn. So write codes that print all the odd numbers from 1 to 50 using the do while loop structure. So let me just see. Okay, so this is already the easiest, okay, the easiest activity on your module 9. So I will give this one as your last quiz. Okay, quiz number 6. So I would like you guys to write a code that print all the odd numbers starting from 1 to 50 using a do while loop structure. Okay, so again, do while loop structure only. Okay, so are we clear with this one? No, guys, are we clear with your 6th quiz? All right, how about the others? So any questions so far or clarification regarding with this one? None? Okay, so just create an interface like this, but change the word click me into start looping. Okay, again, just change the click me into start looping. Okay, and then give me a result of a starting from 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So just add numbers until it reach 49. Okay, so put it inside the message box. All right. So that will be your last quiz. Okay. your turn. Okay. So before, most of them are exercises, but in here, just look for the word your turn. So it's on the slide 14. If you want to go back and, just in case you forget instruction. Right. So for the exercise number 4, write codes that compute the squares and cubes of the integers from 1 to 10 with the following output. Note, use list box, property, and then items. So in here we have the sample output. We have here the number 1 to 10, and then the squared of those numbers. So 1 squared is the 1 until it's cube, and 2 squared is 4, 2 cubed is 8, 3 squared is 9, 3 cubed is 27, until 10. Okay, 100 and then 1000. So here's the solution for this one using do loop. Okay, so let's copy this one and discuss it one by one. So in here, we need list box. Okay, and then go to the properties items. So by default, it's blank. So this is now your role to put the number, square, and then cube. There you go. Let me just make this one bigger. 40. Too big. This makes 120. There you go. And setup click me start loop. Okay, and then I'll put the code inside the button. Okay, let's check some errors. So we have declared number as integer, sq as integer, and then cube as integer. Okay, and then by default, we've started a value of 1 right here. Well, you can do it right here, okay, or you can put the number is equal to 1 right here. Okay, so you can do this one also. Okay, but in here, we've already put the value of number after declaring it. Okay, so in here it will do sq is equal to number squared, cube is equal to number cube. Okay, so squared is of course the squared, and then cube is just cube. Okay, let's give the number, and then this is now we're going to display those squared and then cube values. So list box 1 dot items that add. Okay, so this is very important. This is the format that you need to be familiarized with when it comes to displaying a value. Let me just put this one beside the list box itself. Close that one. All right. So in here we have the initial value of number, okay, which is 1 to 10, of course. So as you guys can see right here, we have a starting of 1, and then it's incrementing by 1. And it will only stop once this one became true. Okay, so again, we're using until. So this will only initiate, okay, or this will only work as long as this one is false. Okay, so initially we have 1, so 1 is equal to 11, so it's false. Then it will keep on looping. 2 is not equal to 11, so it will keep on looping until it reach the value of 11, which is wherein 11 is equal to 11. So it's right true. So that's the time that it will stop looping. All right. So in here, we can provide a number of 1 to 10. All right. And then we have here the end VB tab. So VB tab is the same with the tab on our keyboard. So if I will show this one, oops, updating all this. So wait a second. there is an update regarding with my Microsoft Office. Okay, so while waiting, let me just use the notepad. Yeah. So in here, as you guys can see, if you click space, it will give you one space only, one character. But if you click tab, it will give you, I don't know, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, or 6 space or 6 characters. So that is also the same with the VB tab function right here. Okay, so it will give you 5 spaces or 6 spaces. Okay, before showing the value of the squared. Okay, and then another tab right here for the cube, so that you can have something like this number, oops, s cube, and then cube. Okay, and then 1 to 10 right here, and then the squared value, and then the cube value. Okay, so let's see what is the output of this one. So start loop. So there you go. So we have 1 to 10, 1 to 100, and then 1 to 1000. Okay, so the space that you're seeing right here is made by VBTab, function VBTab. Okay. Then another VBTab right here. So are we clear so far regarding with the, what is this one? Exercise number 4. Somehow. Okay, so again, I highly recommend you guys to do this one on your own. Okay, so you guys have to experience this one on your own. So just copy this code and then paste it right there, and then make this one work. Okay, so I will just save this one. What is the name of this one? Loop exercise. Save as. There is no save as. Anyway. All right. So let us now move on to the next one. So this is using do loop until, and then this is using first of all while. Okay, so before we're only using do while and then do until, but in here we're going to use while. So basically it will give you the same result. Okay, it's just that you're using a different syntax. Okay, well number is lesser than equal to 10, number. There you go. Okay. So basically the same everything when it comes to the argument or the statement. It's just that we have here the condition wherein this must be true before it will initiate this one. So once this one became false, then it will not initiate this one anymore. Okay, so let's see. So there you go. It gave you the same result or output. Okay. So any questions so far regarding we do loop until and the while and while structure? Question, guys? Or any clarification or concern? So let me know so that we can discuss it one more time. So no question. Right, so Mr. Flores doesn't have any question. Okay, so if you guys do not have a question, so I won't be able to do anything. So just in case you guys have a question in the future, you just let me know, okay? And message me anytime. All right. So in here, we're going to write a code that print the degrees Celsius from 5 to 45. So step 5, with their equivalent degrees Fahrenheit as follows. So it says here that we should use list box. So in here, create a new one. So instead of number square, so Fahrenheit, Celsius and Fahrenheit. Celsius and Fahrenheit. Right? And we'll program this one. So since I don't memorize, or I can't remember what is the formula from degrees to Fahrenheit, so we're going to ask Mr. Google Celsius to Fahrenheit formula. So in here we have multiply by 1.8, okay, or 9 over 5 and add 32. So 9 over 5 and then add 32. Okay. So we have to declare two variables. So we have the cell and then the Fahrenheit as decimal. And to then we will start with the value of your cell is equal to, we have sample output. So we have here 5. Okay, we'll start with 5 and then we will end with 45. Cell is equal to 5, so that's our initial value. And then I will use do while. Okay, so while cell is greater than or equal, I mean less than or equal to 45, then we have a then. Okay, let me just go back. All right, so no then. It is becoming an if statement. Anyway, okay. So while this one is true, then it will keep on incrementing by 1. But before that, we have to show the result on the list box. List box 1, that text that items, I guess, that add. So cell first, and tab, and Fahrenheit. So one tab only. And then it will increment by 5. And for us to be able to get the value of the Fahrenheit, so Fahrenheit is equal to cell times 9 divided by 5 plus 32. Right? Let me see if I'm correct. So I'll use 9 over 5 instead of 1.8. So multiply it by 9 divided by 5 and then add 32. All right, so let's see if this one is working. Okay, so starting from 5 and then it will end at 45. And then here's the equivalent Fahrenheit values. 41, 50, 59 up to 113. Let's see if we have the same result. So there you go. 41, 50, 59, 68 up to 113. All right. So are we clear so far regarding with this one? How about Miss Kabaot, Miss Rachel, Sir Brian, Mr. Zedrex, Mr. Gidasol, Mr. Masubeng, Miss Jane, Mr. Charles, Miss Fergeline. Wala talaga nagtatanong sa inyo? Wala may mga katanungan? All right. So if you guys do not have a question, then okay. All right, so let's move on to the exercise number 5. So the bank charges 12% simple interest on the amount per annum. So write a B program that allows the user to input the amount loaned and the number of years to pay, and compute and display the lump sum amount for each year. So we have here the formula for the amount loan. Okay, we have P. So P is the principal amount times the 1 plus R is the interest rate, wherein it has a fixed value of 12% or 0.12. And then we have T is the number of years. Okay, so let's copy this one and then let's discuss it one by one. This box, so this one is list box 1. Text box 1. Okay, so we need 2 text box. Oops. Okay, text box 1. And text box 2. Then says here, compute. And then labels. Amount to loan. And then number of years to pay. And change this one into size 40. And in here, we don't have Celsius and Fahrenheit. We have year and then amount per year. So go to collection, change this one. Oh, and then, it's here. Here, and then amount per year. There you go. Complete, complete. Okay, so we'll program this one and change one into list box. Right. So in here we've declared three variables. Okay. Amount P, which is single, and then P, which is integer. This is the number of years. And then we have here a constant variable, letter R, which is equal to 0.12, the 12% interest. And then we have here P. So whatever is the value per text box 1, which is the amount to loan, okay, will be passed on to our P. And in here, just put it right here. Okay. And then here we have this box 1 that items that add. Okay. So the first one is here. Oops, my bad. So actually you can do this one also. Okay. So you can add some text. Like for example, right here we have the year and then the amount per year. Okay, but in my case, I already have mine using the collection. But for the sake of showing this one, okay, I will remove, okay, I will remove the collection, okay, or the text or string inside of the list box. Okay, so I'll leave it blank and then I will write the labels right here, okay, on the coding section. So the year and then the amount per year. Okay, and then we have here a starting year of 1. So that's the default value. And then we have here the uh, condition. So while t is less than or equal to text box to the text, so again, t is the number of years that you wanted to pay. Okay, so if you put here 5, then it will list here 5 years amount that you're going to pay. If you put here 7, that will give you 7 list or 7 years to pay. So for you to be able to compute the amount, okay, every year, so we have here the t amount, okay, I mean the principal amount, and multiply it by 1 plus the interest, and then multiply it by how many years you wanted to pay it. Okay, and then we will put here the number of years, and then it's incrementing by 1. So 1 depending on what is the value that you put in here. Text box 2. Text box 2 is the number of years to pay. And the next one is the amount. So amount has the formula of this one. Okay, so let's see how this one works. So let's say you guys wanted to borrow 50,000, okay, and you're going to pay it in 5 years. Okay, so every year this is the amount that you're going to call this one. You're going to pay in total. Okay, so once you reach the 5 years, you have already paid 80,000. So they have already gained 30,000 after 5 years. So if you're only going to, let's say, pay this one in 1 year, oops. So that is why we need a clear value. So later on, I'll show you guys how to clear uh, every text boxes because it will keep on showing the next computed value. 5,000 and 50,000 to 1 year only. So this is the interest. We have an interest of 6,000. So 12% of the 50,000. Okay. So if it's 10 years, then total of 110,000. Okay. So that's the total amount that you will be going to pay. Okay. If you're going to pay it in 10 years. All right, so are we clear so far regarding with this example? So let's see if we have the same result, 30,507. So 30,500 and then 7 years. So there you go. We have 7 years and then up to 56,120. 6,120. All right. So any questions so far regarding with this example? Exercise number 5. Question or clarification, guys? All right. So it seems that only Mr. Flores is the one that is active. Anyway, so again, if you guys, to the others, you guys have a question, in the future. So don't be shy to ask or to consult me. Okay, so you can message me anytime to my Facebook account or to my uh, Canvas account or even to my Outlook account, right? So coming from Miss Jane, trying to absorb everything, right? So you here, when it comes to programming, so it really is experience is the best teacher. Okay, so you will not learn just by listening to what I'm doing right now. Okay, so yes, I am showing to you the output or the result. However, it is still better if you're going to experience it yourself. All right. So we will stop here for now, and then we'll just continue the rest tomorrow. Okay. So maybe I will not show some of the examples anymore since this one is quite long. So we are still at slide 21. Okay, and then we have many more examples right here. Okay, so we'll just focus on the pseudocoding, like for example, this one, assignment. Okay, and then more examples regarding the exit loop and some exercises and some looping exercises and a lot of sit breaks. Okay. Anyway, so we'll see uh, what we'll be able to accomplish tomorrow. All right. So yeah, that's it for now since we don't have enough time anymore. So 2 minutes remaining. So again, check the things that you guys need to do. Okay, and then here are the sample programs that you can base with. So lab 9 and 10. So lab 9 is a complete working pizza ordering system. And then lab 10 is a complete circuit analysis series, parallel, and then combination. Right? And then don't forget to check the case study number 7. Right? Okay, so that's it for now. So if you guys do not have a question anymore, then you guys may now go and see you guys tomorrow.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
Bye,
Bye,
sir.
sir.
Goodbye.
Thank you, sir.
See you then. Right. Thank you then, Miss Michelle. Okay, so I'll end our meeting now. Goodbye and see you guys next